roller will go through about the same thing. Hook up, break the chain tight, slowly bring up the RPM. Thing may not run right then, but boy, they hope that it really gets singing. Once that engine gets wound up really high, we'll have a lot of black smoke come out of that exhaust pipe. And watch the rear wheel speed. These wheel speed of these tractors can go in excess of 80 miles an hour. Look at the front, you can see that single turbocharger in there. That's what's going to do the whistling sound. Well, like I said, this is not uncommon for somebody that has a new machine, and even though this is not new, it's basically new. Where's the whole Becker family at? Usually they bring the whole family down. There they are, all the way there at the end. Good to have you all here. Welcome.
Security's already down there at the bottom of the stands waiting on them.
All right. Now, Scott Becker, and we have an opportunity for him now to be the test puller. The officials, of course, didn't get a good look yet, so he's the official test puller. Electrifier, Alan Chalmers, D21. If it's running right, you'll see some black smoke here in a few seconds. Probably didn't want to bring it out like he hoped to. The dad's crawling up there now. I'm going to talk to him high in the air. Typically, if you run up the track, hold it up there about 8-12 inches. That's ideal. All right, another attempt. Tractor. Built back in the early 60s or mid-60s. Coming out here and having fun with it. Good piece of driving by Jeff. All right, ladies. She's going to give it all she has. Help her out. Funny to see a little flame come out of the stack once she starts out. He turns the fuel to it. 330.
Green light, green flag. Adjustment to do on it probably, or a little bit more figuring on it.
I think he adjusted just a little too much. Saw some clutch smoke right there in the beginning. That clutch got. Check that out. Smoke rings and all, baby. Here we go. 2 Allison aircraft, World War II finish. In World War II, they used those engines from anything from tanks to airplanes. They were very versatile for the war effort. Designed by GM, actually going back into the 30s. The center engine's now coming in line. That's now the center engine coming up to speed. You'll see a little puff of smoke, and then you should be about ready once that center engine does its job. pulling, but you can just make so much more horsepower from her. Naturally aspirated. One of the most reliable tractors. I've never seen this one fail to make a run. Come up a little more on that. Yeah. Never satisfied. To beat 316. All right, mark to beat 316. That's Jason McKenzie. He's beaten them before if he can keep him between the lines. He has not had a run on it since 15. I believe he backed out of it because just a bouncing, just too much. But the good news is it went straight. That was the mission tonight. 316 feet. Well, he shut it down before the 100-foot mark, so he can go back and go again. That's the best all time. Chapter engine. From the 60s. I know he wanted to do a lot better than that. But he was getting, his engine, it was taking every bit of horsepower those things could generate, and those flames that started puffing out of there would mean the engines were starting to stall. And I would imagine he stalled one of them or two of them. Probably 30 minutes to get here. That's right, Field of Streams is there, yep. The front engine's not running. Hardy. Gotta go more than 265 to move into the top three. 316 for the lead. The front engine doesn't really have any ice on the top end of the intake. The back is through. I don't know if that front engine's really doing much. Old agriculture may remember some of this. Didn't seem like I don't know, it didn't seem like the clutch was locked in there. And when it did, you start getting under the turbo. Not enough air was going into the engine. You hear that puffing sound. 706 with a turbo emblem on the side, yeah. I just can't make out with the grill there. Got her moving, but just can't quite keep it down as far as what we've seen the other guys go. Maybe early 70s. Number one. See if a John Deere can get out there and make a difference. I got a question. Did that John Deere just beat all the red tractors? Right, yeah. Notice there's a lot more John Deere fans now when he's on that car. And what is it, terrible? Alright, Red's got the work cut out for him. I think the kill switch might have been hit on that one. That stopped way too fast. Maybe the sled operator did it, maybe the bouncing can do it too. Well, it almost looked like all four tires came off the ground where that bouncing. I don't know if he has a turbocharger issue perhaps, but boy, it sure did. RPMs came down on it a little bit. That turbo just didn't have anything for it. It'll get those files. Magnetic drain plug. That's all that. That's right. Alright, he took number 2 a few weeks ago. Let's see what he can do on the buck track.